Have you ever wondered if Satan is omnipresent? Can he be everywhere at once, tempting millions of people simultaneously? This is a question that many believers struggle with, and today we're diving deep into the Bible to uncover the truth about Satan's abilities. Stay tuned, because the answer might surprise you. The idea that Satan is omnipresent is a common misconception. Many people assume that because they feel spiritual attacks or temptations constantly, Satan must be everywhere at once. But is that really the case? To understand Satan's abilities, we first need to define omnipresence. Omnipresence means being present in all places at all times. This is an attribute that belongs only to God. The Bible tells us in Jeremiah 23:24, "Do I not fill heaven and earth? Declares the Lord." If Satan were omnipresent, that would mean he shares one of God's divine attributes. But the Bible makes it clear that Satan is a created being, and no created being can have the same nature as God. Ezekiel 28:13-15 describes Satan's origin. He was once a beautiful angel named Lucifer, created by God. As a created being, he has limitations. Unlike God, Satan cannot be everywhere at once. So, if Satan isn't omnipresent, how does he influence so many people at once? This is where his kingdom of darkness comes in. The Bible speaks of demonic forces working under Satan's command, spreading his deception and temptation throughout the world. Ephesians 6:12 tells us that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Satan has an organized system to carry out his plans. Think of Satan as a commander leading an army. He doesn't have to be on every battlefield personally. He has soldiers, or in this case, demons, who carry out his agenda. The book of Daniel gives us an example of this spiritual warfare. In Daniel 10, we read about an angel being delayed for 21 days by a powerful demonic force called the Prince of Persia. This shows that Satan's kingdom operates through ranks and assignments, not omnipresence. Another misconception is that every temptation we face comes directly from Satan himself. While he is the mastermind behind sin and deception, James 1:14 reminds us that each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Satan doesn't need to personally tempt each of us, because our sinful nature already makes us vulnerable. However, he and his demons take advantage of our weaknesses, fueling sinful desires and leading people away from God. We also see in Job 1:6-7 that Satan had to appear before God and report his activities. He tells God that he has been roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it. This statement confirms that Satan moves from place to place. He is not everywhere at once. Contrast that with Psalm 139:7-10, where David describes God's omnipresence, saying that no matter where he goes, God is already there. Satan does not have this ability. If Satan were omnipresent, he wouldn't need to roam or go to and fro. The fact that he has to travel from place to place proves he is limited in presence. This should be a reassuring truth for believers. While Satan is powerful, he is not God's equal. He is a defeated enemy, limited by the boundaries God has set for him. Satan's greatest weapon is deception. If he can make people believe he is as powerful as God, he can create fear and doubt in their hearts. But the Bible reminds us in 1 John 4:4, "Greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world." So, what does this mean for us as Christians? First, We should be aware of Satan's strategies, but not live in fear. He can only act within the limits God allows. Second, we must stay spiritually vigilant. Ephesians 6:11 tells us to put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Spiritual warfare is real, but God has given us the tools to resist. Third, we must remember that Satan's ultimate fate is sealed. Revelation 20:10 tells us that he will be thrown into the lake of fire for eternity. He may be active now, but his power is temporary. Finally, we must place our trust in God's omnipresence. Unlike Satan, who is limited, God is always with us. Jesus promised in Matthew 28:20, "I am with you always, to the very end of the age." So, is Satan omnipresent? The answer is a resounding no. He is powerful, but limited. He influences the world through deception and his army of demons, but he is no match for the power of God. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more biblical insights. Thanks for watching, and God bless.